People that are hungry are willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have.
The question isn't, can you handle the situation? The question is, can you handle your mind?
What changed? I changed. And I stopped being a victim. I stopped saying, I've got to wait for good things to happen to me. And I said, I'm going to grind. I'm going to fight. I'm going to work.
A lot of the hardest problems are so easy to solve. We just have to take those steps, which are hard. I can do anything. I can do it.
Welcome to On the Rise. I talk about personal development, small business, and I interview entrepreneurs on the rise. My name is Nelson Stryker, and I am your host. You can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Nelson Stryker. All right, folks, and welcome back to On the Rise. Happy New Year. I have a very special guest in the building tonight. He is the owner and executive director at Gunz Glovez Up. He's an entrepreneur and a 10-year personal trainer. He goes by the name of Dwayne Fletcher. Dwayne, welcome to the show, my man.
Appreciate you, man. How you doing, Nelson?
Doing good, man. Doing good. How's everything, man? How was that trip down here, man?
Oh, man, it was good. Can't complain. I'm always moving, so, it was nice.
Yeah. And just, for those of you that know, obviously On the Rise is based out of New Jersey. And, my man came down from Philly. And, this is like your, second time down. Second time down.
Second time.
You know what I mean? But now you got the hang of it now, right? It's an easy drive, So listen, folks, let's get right into it. You know how we do, quote of the day. And this one comes from Robert Collier. And he says, success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. Let me repeat that one more time. He says, success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. What do you think, man?
Oh, man, that's powerful. No, and the funny thing about it is, like, as I sit back and I think about it, that's how, my mission started. It was like visualizing and putting some things in play, and then just repeating that cycle day in and day out, waking up thinking about it, going to sleep dreaming about it, and that's how it was becoming alive.
Right. Those small efforts, like, and one of my favorite personal development trainers, his name's Jim Rohn. He said, when you have a large task and there's something that, is just so much for you to do, it can mentally overwhelm you, right? So the way to get past that is to break it down in parts.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And, that was powerful because, even for people who don't like to read much, right? Because, if you think about it, you look at this book and, people aren't readers now. Not everybody opens up, especially the millennial generation, right? We don't look to books now because we got phones, we got YouTube, Google, and all that. So everybody thinks they could just get something from Google and it's a wrap, right? But when they look at a book, they're like, I'm not reading this. I'm just gonna get the cliff notes. You know what I mean? I'm gonna just get somebody who summarized it, right?
Right.
But they look at the book and they see like 100 pages, 150 pages, and it's like, damn, I gotta read all these pages? But it's like, nah, you could just read 10 pages a day, right? Why think of it like 150 pages if you just break it down to 10 pages a day, right? And you'll get through it, right? And so, that it's, you're right. And it is a very powerful quote. And everybody's trying to be successful, right? You know what I'm saying?
Don't know. I'm all right. So, I'm still learning. So it's a couple of things that I'm learning. You know what I mean? When you do become successful, like we was talking about, you got to plan this day in and day out.
Yeah.
Also, it got to be a part of you. Like, this is something that you got to breathe. Like, it's,
yeah, man.
Like, it's, it ain't easy, but it ain't hard. You
right.
See what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like, I'm learning things. The things that's hard to me is the things that I don't know. So me learning them, it's just having me do different things. But I'm up for the task.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and that's why you got to where you are right now, and we're going to get into that. So, all right, folks. So Let's jump right into it. I'm going to go to my first question because, you know, we see the shirt, you know, for those of you on the podcast, you know, it's his company logo, Guns Down, Gloves Up, Boxing, and incredible mission, you know, just an incredible story. And I'm so happy he's here today to tell it. So, number one, how did you get into boxing?
Oh, and it's hard. It's hard because I'm not into boxing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I just had. All right, honestly, like my uncles, they was, you know, professional fighters. They ended up becoming in the Hall of Fame. You know, Frank the Animal Fletcher, Anthony Two Gun Fletcher, my great uncle Dick Turner, my other uncle Troy Fletcher. You know, they ended up being in the Hall of Fame. So I had to fight in me, but to be trained or to be in the gym or that environment, I never had that until, you know, like recently, you know, due to my success. So like, it was just, you know, my success brought me closer to boxing.
Now, when you say success, right, because, and you know, this is crazy too, right? Because, you know, this is my 8th year in social work. And I was telling one of the kids, and he's not a kid anymore, he's grown now, he's 19. I mentioned Guns Down, Gloves Up. He was like, what? Yo, we used to watch those videos all the time. We used to go into the field, like, and get it going, but everybody would watch them.
Right.
So for him to know of Guns Down, Gloves Up, I knew, like, I mean, I already knew, you know what, 3 years ago, what it was, right? But when he told me he knew of Guns Down, Gloves Up and everything that you've done, I was like, wow.
Facts.
Like, if he's bringing it to me, you know, one of my mentees, if he's bringing it to me, imagine how many more kids know
Facts.
about Guns Down, Gloves Up. Right. So I was like, that's amazing. So those videos were viral street fighting videos with the gloves.
Yeah.
Right? So I guess, how did the street fighting turn into or transition into the boxing side?
So, all right. So it started first. I got caught settling a beef with some boxing gloves. I went viral. The following year, my city, you know what I mean, my city was going through a lot of stuff. So, a gentleman just happened to walk on my block, and he was just talking about what he can do with the gloves, and I was sitting there like, man, I don't know what he talking about. I know I'm good, so I think this is a challenge. He ended up going to go get the gloves, so when he went to get the gloves and came back, we went viral again. And then everybody was tuned in. I mean, like, every local celebrity, everybody was tuned in. So, like I was saying, there was a lot of gun violence going on in my community, and it slowed down the crime rate. Like, literally,
Wow.
we had everybody tuned in. We was going in all the troubled communities, settling beef, squashing beefs, and just moving around. And for that summer, everybody was tuned in. I mean, this is the time when people wasn't even hip on putting the gloves on camera. Like, nobody wasn't doing that.
Right, yeah.
You know, and with the purpose of Guns Down, Gloves Up, you know, you might have people street boxing or fighting on the streets with gloves, but the purpose of actually going around spreading awareness to gun violence while using gloves, it was unheard of. And,
right.
you know, before it got viral, you know, this is the steps I had to take to get to my success. So, you know, that's how boxing transitioned over. I mean, how street boxing transitioned over to boxing.
Okay.
And, you know, from that, I got seen by, like, Zab Judah and some of the greatest people, you know, in the boxing world.
Right. And, okay, so even talking about some of the big names that you've been able to run into and still work with today.
Right.
Actually, right? But even before we jump into that, because I know you got new and up and coming projects, right? So we'll talk about that a little later down the road. But I guess what do you feel was like the biggest challenge for you in the beginning to like make this work? You know what I mean? Like what was the biggest challenge that affected you that you can remember in the beginning?
Remember when you were saying like somebody walked up to you and told you about the program?
Yeah.
I used to have mad doubts, like before I even knew myself was viral or was even, popular in the community. Until like it was days, I had days, weeks, months, whereas though I was like, man, forget guns down, gloves up, man. I'm tired. I need to focus on my life and get my life together.
Right.
But then people will walk up to me and be like, ain't you that guy? Or they'll DM me and be like, hey, can you help me? And after a while, it just was like people would come and ask me to solve problems and to help them, get their life in order. And it was like, that was it. It was like, wow, like people depending on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Like,
you're just doing what you love to do.
Facts. So, some people take heed to that and, hold on to it strong. And, I appreciate it. So that's my few.
Yeah.
That's my few.
Right. So, okay. So, all right, because I was going to ask you, like, when did you realize this was a success? Like, when was the first time you realized when it was a first success? But you saying that people started coming up to you, that's pretty much letting you know, like, yo, I'm doing something.
No, like, I've been viewed on social media. The first time I knew it was success, my first page, I got an Instagram page deleted, but I had some footage on there with like 250,000 views, 500,000 views, almost close to 1 million views. My first page got deleted, so that was the original videos, they could see. So like around the world, they never could pinpoint me because at the time, remind you, I never knew that people was liking my style of fighting or even anything I was doing.
Right.
So, that's when I knew I had something good going on. But the pinpoint when it was like when people started walking up and identifying me, like when I was getting stopped in the streets.
Yeah.
So, that was the breaking point.
Wow. Okay. All right. So I guess that brings us to, when kind of like when you realize you got to put more time into this, like you got to take it serious because, sometimes in they call it like your calling, like what you feel your calling is, right? Like, you think of any notable name, any big name out there that became enormously successful. But I mean, you look at Oprah, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, and you see their story, you can tell what their calling was, right? And so I guess with street fighting, with boxing, do you feel like, I mean, I'm pretty sure you're probably going to say yes, but that this is your calling, but do you feel like there's something more than just what you're doing with boxing and street fighting that could be part of your calling? Or do you think as far as boxing goes, this is where you need to be, this is where God, this is where this is what I was called to do, this is why I was put on this earth?
No, I wasn't actually. So what I think is, I think I was blessed to have enough skills to bring that attention to give my calling. Like it's bigger than boxing. Like boxing is what I'm using now. I learned that too. That the people like my fight style. So now once I get them, what I'm gonna keep them on my page or intrigued with. Right. And that was me. Trying to help people. Wealth, health. Critical thinking. What I mean, things of that nature. I just wanted to give what I was lacking when I was growing up, guidance, inspiration,
right.
People to help motivate me and things of that nature. So I just wanted to do some of the things, like I said, my community was lacking at the time.
Okay. And that's major, man, because like you said, it's bigger than boxing. Right. And that's kind of like what guys are doing, like what LeBron James is doing with more than an athlete.
Right.
Right. And this is something that, as athletes, when we achieve a certain level of success, it's not hard for us to want to think like, okay, what else can we do? You know what I'm saying? But I love the way he built that brand. He put that brand together with Mav, and and that's essentially what you're saying. It's bigger than boxing. It's more than boxing.
Facts.
Right? And you want to be able to teach the youth, and I mean, because most of the time, your target is the youth, right?
Right.
So, do you think of it as working with both youth and adults, or are you really just focused on the youth right now?
No, I'm focused on, youth and adult, but my main target is the youth.
As a youth, right? Yeah.
Females too. I like to teach them like self-defense. Help strengthen their body, put them in great condition, so they'll be able to defend themselves and won't be so much in panic mode when things happen around them.
Right.
Kids, they are our future, so we want to help grow and lead them in the right way. So, that's why it's so important with the females and the kids. And men gonna follow. The men gonna follow. Whatever the females doing and they kids doing, the men gonna follow. Ain't got no other choice in the house.
That's facts, though. That's definitely facts. All right, folks. All right, so we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. All right, folks, and we're back. Nelson Stryker on the rise. I'm here with Dwayne Fletcher, the executive director at Guns Down, Gloves Up, straight out of Philly. Dwayne, how you feeling, man?
Great, man.
Everything's good? Everything's good?
Yes, sir.
So let's get right back into it, man. So listen, man, obviously, the pandemic has been crazy,
Facts.
Right? Everybody has been affected by the pandemic in some way, shape, or form. And you got a business, man. You're a personal trainer, and this is the people business, right?
Right.
Quintessential people business. You're in front of their face. You're at the gym. During the summer and the springtime, you're outside. How has the pandemic affected you, man?
Work wise, at first it was cool because we were staying outside. They were shutting down the business, but then they shut it down. But the funny thing about it is, I needed that time because without the pandemic, a lot of my business probably would be scattered right now. Like I got a lot of the work behind the doors that's supposed to be done. Like, other than picking up gloves and swinging punches and training people, it was a lot more that need to be done. And my blueprint, we laid it down, we set and we attacking things. So, the pandemic, it gave me a better idea on what I wanted with Guns Down, Gloves Up. It gave me time to focus.
Gave you time to reflect on what's going on.
Yes.
Okay. Now, so can you say that, because obviously for essential workers, they were able to keep their jobs and work and get checks, right? So, and then I guess for some people who did end up getting COVID, they had to spend some time out, but, they still had to go back to work. You know what I'm saying? So do you feel like the pandemic didn't really affect you at all? Or do you feel like, you were in a position where, some people, some of your clients didn't want to come out of the house because of COVID?
True, false. I think the pandemic, like I said, it helped me because now a lot of people want to get healthy. In the beginning, when people didn't have no idea what was going on how to, approach the COVID situation,
right.
They was in panic mode. But once they understood and got the details on it,
right.
It made people want to get better with themselves, get healthy. So, more clients started coming to the gym. More people they try to get active and, control their weight and their health. So
right.
It was helpful for me.
Yeah, okay. And obviously, for those of you out there, listening to the show right now, if you were affected by COVID or you lost somebody, during the pandemic and even now, the pandemic is still here. We're still in the pandemic. Our thoughts and our prayers go out to you. So, all right. So, what's next for Guns Down, Gloves Up?
We got some events for the people, for the community. Actually, I got one Sunday. I got one tomorrow. That's an event for the kids and the adults. We give out free training, cardio conditioning, and all that things. Give them refreshments, get them familiar with Guns Down, Gloves Up. Let them know what we got coming in the near future.
Okay.
So that's tomorrow, which will be what's tomorrow?
Sunday.
Sunday. Tomorrow's
tomorrow's the 23rd.
The 23rd. Yeah, Sunday 23rd. So we working with that. Then
because you've been doing Saturday and Sunday, right?
Yeah, I've been doing Saturday and Sunday
Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday, 11:30, 1 o'clock. We at 2840 Holmes Avenue, Philadelphia, PA. Guns Down, Gloves Up at Big Hustle, gym, and that's where we working out at. And then the next event, we got a major one. We got Zab Judah coming down to Philly, March 26th. We also got Street Boxing 216 coming down. We got King Steph, a former artist of Jay-Z, Kanye, and Zab Judah. So, we building a roster right now, and, we're going to turn up. Like, we really, really got a crazy event coming down. So shout out to Celebrity Championship Boxing. Shout out to Zab Judah. We coming up with another event for that. It's a pay-per-view. That's in June 23rd in Los Angeles.
Okay.
So I get 4 pay-per-view fights a year with Celebrity Championship Boxing, travel the world and all that. And also I'll be able to get other people opportunities. So Guns Down, Gloves Up, when you perform on air, that'll make you eligible for an opportunity to fight on Celebrity Championship Boxing.
Right.
Hopefully win you a belt and move forward off of that.
Okay. Yeah. So fighters, listen up, man. Right? Yeah. We got you. I mean, as far as the fighters too is concerned, like, I know, you put out the events, but as far as business wise, right? What are you trying to do next? I mean, are you trying to, develop a roster of fighters? Are you trying to get, are you trying to get organized in that way? So if somebody wants to put on their own event, they could call Guns Down, Gloves Up, or they can call Dwayne Fletcher and say, hey, listen, I want to put on an event. I got a venue. I need fighters. What's going on? How much, what's the, how much I got to cut? Like,
Facts. So we definitely do got, we got plans for all that. We got plans for if you need us for a whole event, a couple of fighters, 1 fighter, 10 fighters, no matter what, we got a package for all that. You can also do that. We building, actually the website is coming up. We building a website so the fighters can be able to keep their data, and then we can also pinpoint on who's, progressing in a good way or who's in a bad way, and then we help them get better. So like we definitely want to identify the people that's working hard, that's doing their thing and putting that time in, and reward them with things, that they need to be rewarded with.
Right.
So yes.
All right, perfect, man. All right, so look, let's jump into a commercial break, and we're going to our 3rd round and wrap up the show.
All
right, we'll be right back. All right, folks, and we're back. Nelson Stryker on the rise. I'm here with Dwayne Fletcher, the executive director over at Guns Down, Gloves Up. And how you feeling, man?
Great, man.
You still there? You still, everything's good?
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Happy to be here.
All right, so this is the last round, man. We're going to start wrapping up the show. But before we do that, I want to jump back into what we were talking about before on the business side. I got a lot of entrepreneurs that watch and listen to the show. And obviously, business-wise, there's a lot of things you can do with training and boxing, getting fit, the whole 9 yards. And there's just so many products and services out there in the fitness game. I think it's exciting times for the fitness business.
Yeah.
So as far as the business is concerned, I guess where do you ultimately want to go with the business side of boxing?
I definitely want to keep on growing with.
Do you want to go eventually? Do you want to have more of an online presence? Because I know you were talking about before, having people come to the gym, doing stuff outside.
No, I think the best thing we talked about this one. The best thing would be online. You'll be able to attack more audience. And also, we looking for more fighters. We looking to help develop more fighters. If anybody that's interested in joining Guns Down, Gloves Up, you can find me on Instagram. That's Guns Down with the Z _ Gloves Up with the Z #2. And you can submit your name, your age, your height, your weight, your resume, your experience in boxing, or anything like that, even if you ain't got no experience. Also for the training, I still got slots available for adults and kids. we offering training. You know, the main goal is to, you know, open up a facility so it could be free for the people. You know, right now, you know, I'm underneath other houses and I gotta pay rent, so we working, and slots is available. You know, to get people in shape and things of that nature. Slots available for boxing for people to, you know, come over and see what they got. And, you know, that's what I can say.
So for the fighters, you know, so for the fighters that, you know, want to get into the ring, you know, go to your Instagram.
Yes.
Gunz down with a Z _ gloves up with a Z. 2 and the number 2. Send a DM over, you know, I guess, you know, just let you know that, you know, they want to be, you know, they want to register.
Yes.
As a fighter.
Yes.
Name, age,
height,
weight,
experience.
And their experience.
Yes.
Okay, so definitely do that. And if they put in Gunz down, gloves up anyway in the search, I mean, you're destined to pull up. I mean, there's not going to be
the thing,
an issue, you know? How
you can identify me is I always spell my Gunz down, gloves up with a Z.
With the Z's.
Yeah.
And you own the trademark on that, correct?
I'm the trademark owner of it. So, you know, it's a lot of people out there trying to, you know, duplicate what's going on, but they don't know the whole purpose behind it. So, you know, I mean, like I said, it's work. I like it.
Yeah.
So we definitely looking for, you know, we scouting new people, new talent, you know, and doors is open for the community. So if you're in the Philadelphia area, in the tri-state, DMV, wherever, even if you want to come from the West Coast, Midwest, it don't matter. Gunz down, gloves up. You know, you can come and follow us, you know, support us. Also, we waiting to launch the website. It's a beautiful website. You know, certain things got to get added onto it. So the website where you will be able to save your data and collect your data for the fighters and stuff like that, and also for the people that's training and stuff. So,
right. Okay. All right. And the last question, man. And you know, influencing, and obviously in the Instagram and Facebook and the social media culture, you know, they have influencers now, right? Mm-hmm. Which, you know, I think is a pretty good description of, you know, what people are doing that aren't full out celebrities, right? That are really able to create solid behavioral change, right? And I think it's incredibly important, right? But what's also, I guess, interesting is that who is influencing the influencers? You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So if we had to say that, who or where did Dwayne Fletcher get his influence from? Who influences you?
I got two people, and it's funny because they ain't got nothing to do with what I'm doing, but they make me smarter. The first guy name is Jim Quick. You know,
the brain guy.
The brain guy.
What?
Yes.
Jim,
yes.
for real?
Yes. He helped taught Oprah and all them people how to think faster, smarter, read better, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
How to identify people when you walk in the doors and then leaving, knowing their names and stuff like that. So Jim Quick was one of them. And then the other guy name is Napoleon Hill.
Yeah.
You know, so how to think, grow rich. Them two.
Wow. Jim just came. He just came on the scene a couple years ago. He went viral. I can't remember what he went viral for.
Because he memorized all the numbers.
Yeah.
Remember, he could have a crowd just like say numbers, and he knew every number, and he could spit it backwards.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah, he's wild, man.
But the reason why he did it, because when I got, like I said, I had Gunz down, gloves up, but I wasn't. It was just like, okay, I got it. But when he started telling me, like he was telling me things that I didn't see, or some things that I knew, but I wasn't just applying it to him. Like it was just opening my eyes to so many things.
Now those guys are in my business, so they're in the personal development business, and in another way, professional development as well, right?
Yes.
So what about the folks in your business when it comes to fitness, sports? I mean, there's some people off the top that I know. Actually, I don't know their names though. Like, I know their companies, but I don't know the owners' names. That come off top, because some of their products are new. Right. You know, because when you're a pioneer and you create something from scratch, you appreciate other people who do that too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I pay attention to those businesses and those services because, you know, it's new, it's groundbreaking, you know, it's like, it's new behavior. Right. So who in your business that you can remember that might have lit a fire, you know what I'm saying, under you to like, you know what, yo, I'm gonna do this. Like,
all right, another person that came from my background is Wallow 267.
There we go. Yeah.
You know, we both spent time in jail, you know, a lot of time in jail. You know, we came from the streets and things of that nature. You know, I seen Wallow come home with nothing and turn that, like, Wallow living good right now.
Oh, yeah.
He's living good. So
yeah, he's doing well.
Like, that happened in my city. Like, I literally seen that. You know, I literally seen Wallow in the streets before he even went to jail. So, you know, like, some of the friends of mine and people, my family members, just was rubbing shoulders with guys like him and people around him. So, you know, it was just amazing to see people. Like, honestly, Meek Mills, like Meek, like, you know, like them guys, like, from my city, like, you know, I know a couple of gentlemen that's around them, and to see that transformation, like,
yeah,
literally,
that's powerful.
to see it's powerful.
Yeah. Shout out to Gilly and them. Shout out to Wallow. Shout out to $1 Million Worth of Game. You know, Gilly. I mean, but Gilly, he been putting his work in for a minute. So I think no matter what, I think, you know, and I don't know the history between him, you know, him and Gilly, but I always felt that Gilly was a real dude.
Right.
And if he respected you, and you know you had a good history with him, and you went to work, he would give you a shot. He would try to put you on.
Facts.
Right? But to my knowledge, Wallow's the only one that I could think of that you could connect to Gilly, who really made it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, because I always thought, like, because I always thought, like, back in the day, you know, Gilly would be talking about how he was the king of Philly, right? But I don't think Meek was on yet.
Yeah, he was. You know,
I don't remember Meek being on yet until that song dropped. Until Rose Red? Until that song dropped. Yeah. I think before that, because so one of my boys was a battle rapper.
Right.
So I had my ear to the battle rap because my man's was a battle rapper. So I would hear about all that. You know what I mean? And then that connected me to, you know, videos on YouTube and you know, and stuff like that.
Right.
But I didn't hear about Meek until that song. But it was so long ago, man. I was like 10, 12 years.
We had like Meek Mills, Reed Dollaz,
and
yeah. You know, Quilly. We had a whole bunch of people just in Philly that was just battling each other. Like,
right.
It was ridiculous. Now, like, I don't think Meek was on when Gilly was messing with him like that, but Meek was known. Like,
out there.
He was
out. Well, out there, probably in other areas too, but probably more so out there. But I do remember though, Gilly was the only name you heard.
Right.
You didn't. I mean, Reed Dollaz, he went viral. You know, his freestyle went viral. Everybody saw that. You know, but they didn't connect him to Gilly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like Gilly put him on. It wasn't anything like that. Right. But with the relationship that him and Wallow have, it's like I feel like Gilly put him on, because without Gilly, the question is, would he have been able to do it on his own?
I think it was a mixture of both, but Wallow was hungry, so he already had it. Like, I honestly, Like I said, you know, shout out to Gilly and shout out to Wallow. Wallow, he was hungry. Wallow,
you can tell, yeah.
Like I said, I think it was a great mixture.
Of course,
a great mixture,
a great partnership.
Yes, actually, I think they cousins.
Oh,
they
they
cousins.
family.
Yeah, they family.
Oh, there we go.
It was there. Like Wallow came home hungry,
Wow.
and he had Gilly right there by his side.
That's what's up.
It was a wrap, and then
Yeah, I didn't even know that. Wow,
they
I didn't
cousins.
even know they was family.
Yeah.
Wow, that's what's up, man. God bless them, man. But yeah, man, Philly, man. You know, there's so much talent out there, and I know you see it.
Facts.
You know, with these events and everything that you're putting on, and the people that come out. You know, because there's always a crowd. It's not like there's only 3 or 4 people there. Like
it's a crowd, man.
People always roll up.
Yeah, and we be bringing out some stars too. Like definitely, we had local stars out there, and this time we got a big name. We got Zach, one of our biggest names coming through. So
Wow,
you know, in a hometown to show people that he really support what I got going on. You know,
right.
So you know, he a big fan of Guns Down, Gloves Up. You
It's
know,
amazing,
so
man.
I'm just trying
Shout
to
out to
capitalize
Zab.
and all that. You know, shout out to Zab. Shout out to his wife, Dee Dee. Also, shout out to Celebrity Championship Boxing, man, because it's an opportunity, man. It's an opportunity. Like I said, I done met Shaq on there.
Oh,
Yin
man.
Yang Twins,
That's
Young
what's
Jock.
up.
Like, I mean,
Dang.
it go far, man.
Yeah.
It go far. So.
All right, so look, we're going to take this last break. We'll come back and wrap up the show, folks. We'll be right back. All right, folks, and we're back. Nelson Stryker on the rise. We're getting ready to wrap up the show. I'm here with Dwayne Fletcher, and we're getting ready to wrap up. And I guess the last thing is, Dwayne, you know, how can people support the movement, man?
Oh, man, y'all can support the movement. You can find us on www.gunsdownglovesup with the Z. Make sure you spell guns with the Z and gloves with the Z. That's www.gunsdownglovesup.org. And you can tap on there and then click the donation box. And, you know, the support and the donations is greatly appreciated. And, you know, hopefully we'll see y'all soon, you know, at one of the events and moving forward from there.
Okay. And, you know, I guess with the event on March 26th,
Yes.
Can people buy tickets for that? You know, is there a time when the tickets come out? Can people register for the event already, or?
So right now, the tickets they'll be on sale soon.
Okay, all right. So they're not on sale yet,
or it'll be in-person sales too, though. But for sure, tickets will be on sale. You can find more info on _glovesUp 2 on Instagram. That's gunsdown with the Z _glovesUp with the Z 2. So more info and everything will be uploaded on there. And also we're going to upload the website February the 1st with more information, you know, geared towards the events and things up and coming.
All right. Sounds good, man. All right, y'all. So to my Level Up family, thank you for watching. And to those of you on the podcast, thanks for listening to On the Rise. Subscribe, leave us a rating or a review so you don't miss any level ups from the show. Y'all take care.
Bless.